That
This
is what we
conference will
discussed
now
it.
be recorded.
Okay, Venkatesh and Durga, we will be sharing the yesterday's and day before yesterday's class and the video recordings. You please go through it. And if
Okay,
you
sure.
have any doubts or clarifications, you can ask me. So we will be able
Okay,
to discuss it.
okay,
But
okay, okay.
uh, yeah, so yesterday we were discussing regarding the SAP R3 architecture. So when we say SAP R3, so it has three levels of data, or it has three layers included in it in data processing. So I think could you please go on mute so that we will not have any disturbance. I think
O-
let's see.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I think Durga, you also needs to go on mute, right? So Venkatesh, you also needs to go on mute, and we have. I think I could not mute. I think there is one person joined without name, so but I could not mute him, right? So there are three layers in R3 architecture. We have the layer number one is presentation layer. Then we have a layer number two, that is application layer. Then we have layer number three, that is a database layer. So these are the three layers which we were able to discuss during the yesterday's session. Then we also started with what are the various types of consultants that are working in SAP implementation projects. So in SAP implementation projects, there will be four type of consultants working. One is a technical consultants, right? So normally a technical consultant will be used to write a new programs or new codification by using a language known as ABAP language. So we also seen what is ABAP. So the full form of ABAP is Advanced Business Applications Programming Language. Right? By using a ABAP language, so these people will be writing a new coding or new program developments. Then the second category of the people are basis consultants. So what activity that a basis consultants are doing? Basis consultants will normally doing a system administration activities. Let us say I am the company, so I want to implement SAP in my company. So I need to buy the licenses first from the SAP. Also, the server needs to be provided so that I will be able to have SAP implemented in my company. Also, there will be so many computer peripherals needs to be procured, like the laptops, desktops, various computer peripherals, etc. needs to be arranged. So all these activities will be coordinated with a basis consultants. Then the third category of the people who will be working in SAP projects are security consultants. So these people will mainly involved in security related activities, right? They will be having a roles and authorization matrix. Based upon the roles and authorization matrix, so they will be restricting the unnecessary access to a particular group of people, right? So let us say I am the SAP person, so I wanted to have only access to SAP related activities or the transactions. I shouldn't be having access to a SAP finance related activities. So that will be taken care with the help of the roles and authorizations definition and the via a security team. So then we also started with the fourth category of the people working in SAP projects. Those people are nothing but a functional consultants, right? So as we discussed yesterday, we people will be falling under the category of the functional consultants, right? We are the functional consultants. So when I say a functional consultant, what activities that a functional consultant is going to do in SAP projects we need to understand first, right? So the SAP consultants will be doing following activities in SAP implementation projects, right? So let me open one of the Word document. So as a SAP MM, as a SAP functional consultant, we will be doing following activities, right? Like let us say we people are falling under the category of the functional consultants, right? So when I say a functional consultant, as we discussed yesterday, so the functional consultants are having lots of responsibilities compared to security or compared to a basis compared to a technical consultant. So we people mainly at the client facing role, right? Client facing role. That means I will be sitting in front of the client and I will be facing the client. So he will be asking so many requirements. He will be giving so many requirements. He will be asking so many questions related to SAP. Why? Because I am sitting in front of him, right? So he will be asking so many questions related to SAP, how SAP is working, how you are going to implement the business processes in SAP. All those things he will be asking to me. Why? Because I am the first person sitting in front of me. No technical consultant, no basis consultant, or no ABAP consultant, or no security consultant sitting in front of me, in front of the client. As a functional consultant, I will be sitting in front of him, so he will be in direct contact with me. So client facing is a very critical role, right? It is very critical. Managing a client is very critical. So as a functional consultant, we will be facing the client. This is the first and foremost activity. So along with the client facing role, so I will also, let us say I try to learn SAP MM, right? So you try to learn SAP MM, right? So then you will be having expertise in SAP MM. Then what will happen? So you will be hired by one of the IT company, right? Since you have expertise in SAP MM software, you will be hired by any one of the IT company as a SAP MM functional consultant. So then what IT company will do? So the IT company, let us say there is one more manufacturing organization, right? Any manufacturing organization, for example. So they want to implement SAP project, right? So what these people will do? So in this case, the manufacturing organization is a client, right? Manufacturing organization is a client and IT company is a implementation partner, right? So implementation partner to a client in terms of SAP. Let us say there is a IT company for which I am working as a SAP MM consultant, and there is one more manufacturing organization. They thought of implementing SAP software in their company. Then what manufacturing organization will do? The manufacturing organization will consult IT company and they will discuss with regarding the SAP implementation in their organization, right? So they need to depend upon one of the IT company, right? Why? Because they don't have the knowledge how to implement SAP, etc. So then they need to approach one of the IT company and they will have an agreement to implement SAP in their organization. So once IT company agreed to implement SAP with manufacturing organization, which is known as a client to a software company, and a IT company or software company will be behaving as a implementation partner to a client. So IT company, what they will do, the first and foremost activity, they will select one SAP MM consultant based upon the size of the project, right? They will deploy SAP MM consultant based upon the size of project. They will deploy 5 SAP MM consultants if the project is big, or 10 SAP MM consultants based upon the size of the project and the volume of the project. Or if the project volume is very small, they will deploy only 1 MM consultant like you. Along with you, there will be other module consultants as well, like SAP HD, SAP FICO, etc. So based upon the volume of the project and scope of the project, the company, IT company will deploy the consultants to the manufacturing company premises. So as a MM consultant, what I will do, I will go to the manufacturing organization and I will try to understand their existing business processes, right? Let us say today the manufacturing organization using Tally system or Oracle system or Java, right? As a MM consultant, I will try to understand how they are working in their present system today. What and all the business processes they are executing in their present system, how they are working, and how the business processes are mapped. So, I will be conducting workshops or the meetings with the team within the manufacturing organization, and I will try to understand their existing business processes. So that particular phase where I am trying to understand their existing business processes will be called as is business process study. As is business process study. Right. So I will be as a part of as is business process study. So I will be conducting the meetings and I will be meeting the people within a warehouse and the procurement department. So and I will try to understand their existing business processes. Right. Once I have understood the existing business processes of manufacturing organization, what is the next activity as a SAP MM consultant I am going to perform? I am going to think how these business processes will be mapped into SAP system. Is the solution is already available within SAP for the business processes that are going in the manufacturing organization, or I do not have a solution as a standard within SAP module, right? So I need to see the standard solutions are available or not for the business processes which are identified, or there is no standard solution, right? So entire study I will be doing it. Once I came to a solution and the conclusion, I will try to implement these solutions via for the solutions where there is no SAP standard solution available. So I will try to implement customized solutions, right? So I need to develop a custom solutions. So this particular phasiness phase where I am trying to foresee how the solution will be mapped in SAP is known as to be business process mapping phase. Process mapping phase. Right. So as a functional consultant, this is the first and foremost activity which I am going to perform. Right. So then Once I have gone through the 2B business process mapping, so whatever may be the business processes I want to implement in SAP, so I am going to document them as a one of the blueprint document known as a business blueprint documentation phase, right? So all these activities I will be doing as a functional consultant. Not only these activities, once the solution is available in SAP, so I will be performing various types of testings, right? Like I will be, there are 10 to 15 different types of testings, right? All those testings we are going to perform for the solution that is being developed. So I will give you some two types of testings over here. One is a unit testing, right? So then we have a integration ITC1 and ITC2 known as integration testing cycle 1 and integration testing cycle 2, right? So these are the some type of testings which we are going to perform for the solutions which were developed, right? So I just explained only two types of testings, but there will be 10 to 15 different types of testings based upon the solution complexity which you have developed. So then I have developed a solution and I also tested everything fine. Then I need to educate or train the business users. Educate and train the business users for the solutions developed, so that they will be able to start using these solutions whenever the SAP system went live. Not only training the users, also I will be supporting them. Let us say they started using a solution which I have developed, right? So they will do so many mistakes whenever they are started implementing or using SAP system. So I need to rectify those solutions. I need to further educate them if they are doing some mistakes whenever they are practicing or doing the real-time testing within a SAP system. Also, I will be doing enhancements and support. Enhancement and support as well for the solutions developed. Enhancement means I developed a solution, but it has some bugs, means it's not working properly. So I need to enhance to fix the existing bug within a existing solution which I have developed. So that is known as a enhancement, right? So all these activities as a functional consultant I am going to perform within a SAP projects, right? So one of the major advantage as a SAP functional consultant is coding, right? So I need not to write a coding. No need to write a coding, right? Let us say people who are presently working in the manufacturing organizations, if they wanted to shift their career from manufacturing line to IT industry, for them this particular functional consultant role is quite good. Why? Because you need not to write a coding, right? But if you see other softwares like you have AWS or Java or machine learning or Python, right? All these softwares require a coding. Without learning a coding, you will not be able to enter into those softwares. But SAP is only one of the software where if you don't want to write a coding, but you still wanted to shift your career from manufacturing organizations to industry IT sector, then you better need to work, better need to learn the SAP functional modules like SAP or SD or FICO, so that you will be able to shift your career from the manufacturing sector to IT sector, right? So I just give you some understanding what and all the activities that a functional consultant is going to perform in SAP, right? But I have given a high level overview over here, but in the real time projects, you are doing so many other activities as well, right? So this is one of the major advantage of learning SAP functional modules as a functional consultant. So then what is the next advantage of SAP, right? So the next advantage of SAP is, so any doubts or queries on the roles that a functional consultant is going to do it? Any doubts or clarifications from the line? Hello. Any
Yes
doubts
sir,
or
Hiren.
yeah, tell me.
सर मेरा अभी 9 साल का एंड यूजर का एमएम का एक्सपीरियंस है, ठीक है। तो
Okay.
अगर मैं स्विच कर रहा हूँ सेप कंसल्टेंट में, तो
Uh,
मतलब मेरा जो सैलरी और ये कैसा मतलब रहेगा, इफेक्टेड डाउन जाएगा या कैसा पैकेज जो है वो?
आपको अभी कितना आ रहा है
मीन्स
ये बताओ।
अभी मेरा 10 है, सीटीसी 10 लाख।
ओके, एसएपी में अगर 4 साल का अगर एक्सपीरियंस है तो आपको आपको 12
9 साल
के।
का है सर।
ओके, मैं नॉर्मल एवरेज बता रहा हूँ। इफ यू हैव 4 years ऑफ
यस।
एक्सपीरियंस इन एसएपी यू विल गेट 12 to 14, right? But if you have nine
ओके
years then your package should be 18 to 22 like that, so you will get almost double for a 9 years of experience.
ओके, बट सर ये एमएम फंक्शन में मैं जाऊंगा तो वो तो मेरा मतलब फर्स्ट ही होगा, उसका तो कुछ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है, तो वो कुछ इफेक्ट करता है क्या फर्स्ट कंपनी ज्वाइन करने में?
That is the reason you are learning, right? So you are trying to learn, that is the
ओके
reason only, right? So once
ओके
you learn
ओके।
the course, that means you have the expertise at least, right? You need to practice it properly.
यस। ओके
So you need to practice it
ओके
daily. What I have observed is people are just joining the sessions and they are listening, but they are not practicing. Most of the 75% of the people. So I don't say 100%, 25% of people. So they will be properly doing the testing or practicing once the class is done. But
ओके। नहीं सर,
75%
मेरा
of
तो
the
क्या है,
students,
मेरा तो
yeah,
गोल ही है सेप में, क्योंकि मैंने एक्चुअली टेक्निकल पर्सन हूँ, बीटेक
uh,
इलेक्ट्रिकल हूँ, लेकिन फर्स्ट से ही सेप का मेरा गोल है, सॉरी एसएफई का गोल है। तो मैं उसमें ही आगे, वो तो मैं प्रिपेयर करूंगा, 101% मैं उसमें एफर्ट दूंगा। लेकिन मेरा बस यही एक था कंफ्यूजन कि सैलरी पैकेज में डाउन होगा या नहीं, वही। और कितना मतलब जॉब के लिए चांसेस है मैं स्विच अगर करता हूँ तो?
आपका सैलरी कैसा डाउन होता है? आप 9 साल का कर रहा है तो आप 9 साल का
हम्म,
एक्सपीरियंस दिखा के ही जाएगा ना दूसरा कंपनी में। तो वो
हाँ वो तो जाएगा ही।
अल्टीमेटली वो अल्टीमेटली इससे ज्यादा ही देगा ना।
यस
तो यू विल
ओके ओके।
बार्गेन बाय
हाँ वो
शोइंग
तो
द
है, लेकिन
एग्जिस्टिंग एक्सपीरियंस, राइट?
मेरा यही था कि एंड यूजर से मैं फंक्शनल में जा रहा हूँ तो क्या होगा, बस वही थोड़ा सा दिक्कत सर।
कुछ
ओके
प्रॉब्लम
श्योर,
नहीं है
थैंक यू
आपका।
सर।
आपका ये एंड यूजर में आप ऑलरेडी काम कर रहे हैं ना, तो ये बहुत एडवांटेज है आपके लिए।
यस, एंड वर्क विथ बिग मैन्युफैक्चरिंग रिलायंस, फर्स्ट माई जॉब इन रिलायंस और 8 year एंड आफ्टर देन 1 year
या
इन अदानी। So
इट्स
both company organization are big.
yeah, then it is well and good for you, right? For your future, these are the
And I
very
am
big
already
that
on
you
roll
are
employee.
very big industries.
Yes, and I am on roll employee with Adani, so no issue.
Yeah. For you, no problem.
Okay.
You are at
Okay.
very good
Thank you, sir.
position. You are at very good position. You try to learn with wholehearted, then you will get definitely no problem in that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So any other doubts from the others? If you have any other doubts, then we can discuss about them as well. One of the important thing is practice. So if you listen the class, then practice it on the same day. But I was observing that people are just listening and they are not practicing at the later point of time. Okay, so then let us start. So if you do not have any other doubt, then we can continue with the next topic. So one of the most important advantage of SAP is so the version history, right? So SAP started version history, right? History of SAP. So let us say you might have seen so many other softwares, right? They will stay in the market 3 years, 4 years. They will have lot of boom, but after fifth year, they may vanish. What is the reason? Because they are not upgrading themselves or they are not reinventing themselves based upon the customer requirements. You need to enhance your software according to the customer requirements. Then you will be automatically be there in the market for years together, right? So one of the major advantage of SAP is they will enhance their solutions on timely manner, right? So it is almost 40 years in the industry for SAP, but still it is having a lot of demand. Why? Because they will enhance their solutions on regular intervals, right? Which is known as a version history of SAP. So SAP started during 1972, right? So during 1972, there was four people who were working for one of the big software company. They left that particular job and they started with their own company known as SAP AG, right? And they were able to release one of the version at that time that is known as SAP R1 version or SAP R1 release. And when I say SAP R1, R1 means real time one tier architecture in data processing. So during SAP R1 release, so they were able to provide the solutions only for the finance related business processes. Let us say in my company, I have a finance department. I wanted to have one software which will be able to address my finance related activities or the business processes. So only for the finance related solutions, they have released a SAP R1 release, right? So they have solutions introduced only for the finance processes during 1972. They do not have solutions released for the materials management or production or quality or inventory or plant maintenance, etc. They released only for finance solutions. So the database they were using during 1972 to store the data within a SAP was the database used during 1972 was Oracle database and IBM DB2 database. They do not have their own database. Instead, they have used a third-party company database during 1972 for the R1 release. So, because of the solutions available only for the finance module, the right, customer base during 1972 was only some 40 clients or 40 companies were using SAP. Why? Because you have only solutions, finance solutions. You do not have solutions for other business processes within your company, right? That is the reason. Let us say I am running a company. I want the software which will support all business processes, right? I don't want only finance. So that is the reason there was only 40 companies were using the SAP during 1972. Also, the SAP was used in some small scale organizations only, right? So this is the SAP R1 release that got released during 1972. So SAP thought it took almost 7 years for SAP to release a upgraded version known as SAP R2, right? So during 1979, they have released one version that is known as SAP R2 release, right? So it is a upgraded version of SAP R1. So when I say SAP R2, so the full form of R2 is nothing but real-time two-tier architecture in data processing. Two-tier architecture in data processing. So during 1979, so they have finance solutions as well, right? Also, they were able to provide the solutions for, along with finance, they were also able to provide the solutions for logistics modules, right? So when I say logistics modules are nothing but we have SAP MM, we have SAP production planning, we have SAP QM, and we have SAP IM inventory management, and we have SAP WM, etc. So such type of logistics modules also were introduced during SAP R2 release along with the finance solutions, right? The database they were using during 1979 was the same database. They do not have any upgraded database. Instead, they were using the Oracle and the DBT database only. There is no change in the database. The customer base, because of the introduction of the logistics modules along with finance, the customer base got increased from 40 customers to almost 800 customers during 1979. Why? Because you have finance as well as the logistics solutions, right? So that is the reason the customer base also got increased. But it is still being implemented and used by some small scale organizations only. Very big organizations were not able to use SAP, and the SAP was not able to support large volume of transactions in your company. So it is still using in the small scale organizations only during 1979 version, right? So the SAP thought, why don't we enhance our product so that it will be supported very big or the very large scale organizations. So they thought it took for SAP almost 13 years to migrate from SAP R2 version to SAP R3 release. So during 1992, they have released one of the upgraded version that is known as SAP R3 release. Right, so when I say R3, it is nothing but real-time three-tier architecture in data processing. So it also has the solutions for finance as well as logistics modules, right? But the database, they have made enhancements to a database so that it will be able to cope up with very big or the very large volume of data transactions, right? They have made this particular release to be able to cope up with large volume of transactions are a very big industry requirements. Let us say if I take Amazon or Flipkart today, right? Every day there will be 10,000 orders will be coming around the world to Amazon company, right? Let us say Amazon is using a SAP system for their day-to-day business processes transaction support. Every day 10,000 customers may be ordering to Amazon company. So it will create 10,000 sales orders within SAP. So if you take per month, it will be 10,000 multiplied by 30, right? So 3 lakh sales order will be created in a SAP system of Amazon company. So that if you are creating such volume of data, your system should be able to, or your server should be able to store that particular data, or it should not give any performance issues. It should not give some dumps or the some programming failures, etc., right? So to avoid such type of things, so there is a change in the real-time architecture from R2 to R3 so that the SAP was able to support the very big industry requirements, right? So I will try to show it to you, right? So we are using one of the test system, but I will try to execute one report over here. What is the performance issue? I just wanted to show it to you, right? So this is one of the previous version of the software for SAP, that is SAP ECC 6.0. This was developed during 2016, but today we are in 2022. 2022 is altogether one of the upgraded version, that is S4 HANA, but this is one of the previous version which I'm trying to show it to you. But I will try to execute one report over here, right? So we will see how much time that particular report will be taken in this server. It is a dummy server. Here we do not have 10,000 transactions created per day. But if you see Amazon SAP system, there will be 10,000 orders created will be created daily. 1 minute, right? I just wanted to execute one report over here. So let me go to a logistics. This is the test server. So per day I will be creating 2 sales order. That's it. So we will see how much time it will take to execute a report in this particular test server. So let us say there is one report over here. So stock overview report, right? So this is the report which got developed specific to a Russia requirement, right? So I just double click on it. Let us say I want to execute a report for a company 3000. We will see how much time it will take, right? This is the test server where there is no much volume of data. Let us see how much time it will take. 8:46 is the time now. But the same report, if I am running in the Amazon company SAP server, where every day 10,000 transactions are there, it will take lot of time, right? It will take lots of time. In this test server, it is taking too much of time, right? We do not have a lot of data here. Every day, as a part of testing, I may be creating two orders. That's it. For the two orders, it is taking this much of time. Let us see how much time it will take. So if I am running the same report in Amazon company, so it may take huge amount of time, right? So such type of performance issues were observed, right, during SAP R1 release and R2 release. So that is the reason they wanted to come out of these performance issues so that they will be able to execute a report within a limited amount of time. Also, whatever may be the R3 release they wanted to release should also able to process the very big industry requirements, right? See, now this report is executed, so it took 2 minutes. I think 2.5 minutes it took. In this system there is no data at all. It is a dummy system where at least I will be creating one or two orders per day. But if you think of it, the SAP Amazon company server, where daily 10,000 sales orders will be placed by a customers around the world. If you are executing a report, the same report within Amazon company server, it may take 4 hours or 5 hours to execute that particular report, right? So all those issues the SAP company wanted to mitigate by releasing one of the advanced version known as SAP R3 release during 1992. So SAP R3 release, when I say SAP R3, it has finance solutions as well as logistics solutions. It also have a same database, Oracle and the DB2 database, but they have upgraded to they have upgraded the software should be able to suffice the very big industry requirements, right? So because of this particular R3 release, the SAP customer base got increased from 800 customers to 20,000 customers within a limited span of 2 to 3 years. So this is a very big achievement for SAP company via a R3 release. Their customer base got increased drastically. So when I say SAP R3, so what is the main content it is available in SAP R3? It has three layers included in it. We already discussed during the previous session. It has a three layers included in it. Layer one is a presentation layer separately. presentation layer, then it has a layer 2 that is application layer, and it has a layer 3 that is known as a database layer. So they have differentiated the architecture into three layers. One is presentation, then application, and a database layer. So with this R3 architecture, so the SAP became very much popular in the market, and almost they were able to increase the customer base from 800 customers to a 20,000 customers within a span of 2 to 3 years down the line, right? So any doubts in understanding SAP R3 release? Do you have any doubts or queries over here? Any doubts or queries over here?
Yeah, yeah. I did not understand this part. Layer one, layer two, layer three. What is the? Uh,
So this is,
is
you joined only today?
yeah, yeah. Today only.
Today only, right? So actually, okay, I will tell you on Monday, right? So I think I need to explain it again. It
Okay.
will not be done with 8 or 9 minutes. We still have only 8 minutes left,
Okay.
right? I
Okay.
will try to explain it to you on Monday session, but just try to keep it in your mind. It will have three
Hmm.
layers in the SAP R3 architecture.
Okay.
So then the SAP R3 release was used till 2000, I think 2006, 1992 to till 2006 they were using the SAP R3 release. Right, then SAP thought, why don't we upgrade from SAP R3 1992 version to one of the version known as SAP R3 version 4.70. So this is the version that got released during 2006. Mean they have upgraded some of the functionalities. What is a version change? Right, it is just like you are take an example of the WhatsApp, right? So WhatsApp released during 2015, I think, right? So during 2015 only, right? So during 2015, they have only audio calling functionality, right? I do not have a video call. I do not have a group calling. So many things are not available. You have only a audio calling functionality at that time. So this is the version 0, you can say, right? Then they have gradually introduced, right, video calling, right, as a version 0.1. Then during 2017 and 18, like that, they have introduced a group calling, right? I think group calling was not available during 2017. I think they got introduced during 2019-20, like that, right? Group calling. Now you can do a payment processing also, you can do it, right? Like phone pay, etc. How you are doing payment today, you can also do the WhatsApp payments, all those things, etc. So it is a version 0.2. So like that, they are enhancing their solutions day by day, right? In the same way, SAP also enhancing their solutions with some of the latest upgrades, right? So that is during 2006 they have introduced SAP R3 version 4.70. Then during 2008, I think 2008, so they have released SAP R3 version ECC 6.0. So when I say ECC is nothing but the full form of ECC is nothing but enterprise core component. So this is the advanced version of 4.70. So then during 2009 and 10, so they released one more version known as SAP R3 version ECC 6.0 EHP 7. So EHP means enhanced package. So the full form of EHP is enhanced package. Enhanced package 7. Like that, their journey continuously increase means they are enhancing their solutions continuously year by year. So during 2014, I think so, they have released SAP R3 enhanced package 8. So till 2014, right? So whatever may be the database they are using, that database is a Oracle and the DB2 database only. There is no change at all in the database. Oracle database slash DB2 database. Right? So there is no change in the database till here. So there is a little bit of performance issues with the Oracle and the DB2 database. So SAP thought this is also not their own database. It is something owned by. They have hired this database from a Oracle and the IBM, right? It's not their own database. So SAP thought, why don't we migrate Oracle DB2 database to and the DB2 database of IBM to our own database, right? So during 2015, right? So they thought of migrating from completely to a new database, right? So from Oracle and the DB2 database to so one of the latest database known as HANA and S4 HANA database. HANA database. So this is the SAP's own database, right? So they thought of migrating from Oracle database to HANA database during 2015, so that whatever may be the performance issues or the problems they have at DB2 database will be mitigated when they migrate from HANA and the S4 HANA database. So there are so many advantages of HANA database over and above DB2 database. We will see what are those advantages and what exactly the changes they have done during this particular HANA database change migration from Oracle to HANA database in Monday session. So Sunday there will not be any class. We are going to discuss the further sessions on Monday onwards. So we will have session weekly 6 days, Monday to Saturday, and Sunday will be a holiday. So tomorrow we are not going to meet. We will meet on Monday. Right. So if you have any doubts, so we can discuss for 2 more minutes. So please let me know if you have any doubts in today's session. Right. So any doubts or clarifications from the team? At any doubts,
हेलो।
anything?
यस।
Yeah.
हिरेन सर। सर
Yes.
ये जो डेमो क्लासेस अभी चल रहा है वो कितने दिन चलेगा, कि अब ये कंटिन्यू वो क्लासेस ही है, कैसे है पूरा?
ये कंटिन्यूएशन है। डेमो मतलब मैं जस्ट उधर डेमो लिख रहा हूँ, बट ये डेमो नहीं है। सो डेमो क्लास मतलब ये कंटिन्यूएशन टू द सब्सिक्वेंट क्लासेस। जस्ट मैं
ओके
डेमो
ओके।
करके लिखते जा
क्योंकि
रहा
अभी
हूँ
तक
उधर जस्ट।
और मैंने प्रोफाइल मतलब और मैंने डिटेल के लिए बोला हुआ है, लेकिन मुझे प्रोवाइड नहीं हुआ है कि इसका मतलब कोर्स क्या है, उसका क्या क्या सिलेबस है, फीस क्या है, ये सब अभी पेंडिंग है। तो उसके लिए कैसे होगा सर? क्योंकि मैंने काफ़ी बार व्हाट्सएप में मैसेज भी किया है, कॉल भी किया है, लेकिन कुछ आउटपुट नहीं मिला है मुझे।
सिलेबस है क्या?
थोड़ा उसके हाँ मतलब सिलेबस क्या है, और मैंने आपको जो क्वेश्चन किया था कि ये जॉब के लिए प्लेसमेंट फैसिलिटी है कि नहीं, सर्टिफिकेट है कि नहीं, वो सब कुछ मुझे नहीं मिला है। तो
नहीं,
इसके लिए सर
सिलेबस हम
थोड़ा।
लोग बताएंगे। सो पहले आप कोर्स सीखना। पहले आपका मेन एम क्या है? कोर्स सीखना है ना? ठीक है।
हाँ वो तो
सो
है
वी
ही।
विल,
हम्म,
yeah, so let me see. Okay,
नहीं।
course content we will be able to give it to you, right? I will ask Sudeepa to share the course content to you, right? But I do not
ओके
have in this
एंड
computer. I
ओके ओके। और ये सर्टिफिकेट प्रोवाइड करेंगे इंस्टीट्यूट के, नहीं करेंगे, वो भी थोड़ा मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था आफ्टर कोर्स।
सर्टिफिकेट इंस्टीट्यूट का सर्टिफिकेट लेके आप क्या करेगा? बताओ।
नहीं,
राइट।
फिर भी एक बेसिक रहेगा। जो गवर्नमेंट सर्टिफिकेट मतलब वो जो सर्टिफिकेट है वो तो मुझे पता है कि बाद में उसका एग्जाम होता है,
या
और
वो
उसके बाद वो
सर्टिफिकेट
पास
आपको,
आउट करके मिलेगा।
वो वो वाला सर्टिफिकेट आपका रेज्यूम को स्ट्रेंथ देगा। लेकिन आपने
हाँ वो
वर्षनाइटी से
स्ट्रेंथ के लिए ही।
वर्षनाइटी से कोर्स किया करके सर्टिफिकेट दिया तो वो कहीं दिखा नहीं सकता ना आप। कौन सा इंस्टीट्यूट में आपने किया? आई थिंक दे विल प्रोवाइड यू द सर्टिफिकेट। आई विल चेक विद देम। ओके।
हाँ
सो
क्योंकि वो थोड़ा
सो
मतलब बेसिक स्टैंड हो जाए, उसके बाद तो मुझे वो जो सर्टिफिकेट है ना, एग्जाम देके वो करना ही है। लेकिन ये थोड़ा स्टैंड हो जाए इसके लिए।
या सो आई
तो
थिंक
इसमें थोड़ा
वर्षनाइटी
आप
वाज
हेल्प कर दीजिए सर।
वर्षनाइटी वाज from last 20 years they are in the market, right? So they might have the
यस
certificate.
वो आई नो।
I will check with them. I will check
ओके
with
सर ओके।
them. And yeah, course content also I will check, and I will try to message it to you if you
ओके
form the group, right? So they will create one
ओके
WhatsApp group.
एंड आल्सो फेस स्ट्रक्चर एंड सो एंड सो।
फेस स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह आप किससे बात कर रहे हैं? सुदीपा किससे बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ
आप किससे
सुदीपा का ही
कोऑर्डिनेट कर
शायद
रहे
आई
हैं?
थिंक है। मतलब
हाँ,
मेरे पास
उससे।
कॉल उसका पहले दो तीन नंबर पे आया था, उसके बाद लास्ट अभी एक नंबर आया, उसने बोला है कि यही नंबर पे आप कोऑर्डिनेट करिए। तो मैंने वो नंबर पे व्हाट्सएप में भी लिखा हुआ है, लेकिन कोई आंसर नहीं आ रहा है। अब वो
कौन सा
नंबर
नंबर
कौन हैंडल कर
में?
रहा है आई डोंट नो। मैं कर
कौन
रहा
सा
हूँ सर
नंबर
अभी।
पे?
ये है लास्ट में 42041, लास्ट में
वन
एट
मिनट।
थ्री जीरो नाइन टू 42041।
1 मिनट, लेट मी चेक कर दो कौन सा नाम है, कौन फी स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह सब आप उधर बात करना है, ठीक है?
हाँ वही, लेकिन सर वहां से मुझे आउटपुट नहीं मिल रहा है, इसलिए आपको क्वेश्चन किया, सॉरी।
तो फी स्ट्रक्चर वगैरह ये सब मैं बात नहीं करूंगा। मैं जस्ट
हाँ
आई
नहीं, मुझे
मेनली
आप थोड़ा
कॉन्सेंट्रेट
हेल्प
ऑन।
कर दीजिए, उसको बोल दीजिए कि मेरे साथ थोड़ा डिस्कस कर ले, बस आपसे वही कहना है, क्योंकि उसको मैंने काफी बार
कौन
ये
सा
मैसेज
नंबर
और
पे कर
फोन
रहे हैं
किया,
आप?
लेकिन कुछ
कौन सा नंबर है?
लास्ट में 8309242041।
वो तो कहीं नहीं यार मेरे पास। 1 मिनट।
मुझे डेमो लिंक और ये सब यही नंबर से आया हुआ है सर।
ओके, मैं चेक करके बताता हूँ, ठीक है।
और दूसरे नंबर से मुझे ये जो हमारा क्लास का रिकॉर्डिंग है ना, वो दूसरे नंबर से व्हाट्सअप आ रहा है, उसका नंबर बताओ क्या सर?
रिकॉर्डिंग किस नंबर से आ रहा है वो बताओ।
हाँ, 9014838750।
अरे पता नहीं यार। ओके। ओके, सो आप जिस नंबर से रिकॉर्डिंग आ रहा है ना उसको कॉल कर दीजिए, ठीक है। नहीं है तो वो अगर लोग
ओके सर।
कॉल नहीं उठाए तो मेरे को फिर से मंडे याद दिला, मैं बताऊंगा।
ठीक है सर, ओके, थैंक यू सो मच सर।
ओके देन, थैंक यू, बाय बाय।
ओके, बाय बाय, टेक केयर।
ओके, थैंक यू, सी यू, बाय।
So,
यस, टेल मी सुरेश।
sir, I am having 6 years experience in related fields, sir, auctions and materials management.
ओके,
Hello.
यस यस।
So, like,